welcome back to Double Down University. I'm back at you guys with another preseason PrizePicks video for August 18th. I have two props for you guys. The first one is Matt Corral over 108.5 passing yards, and the next one is Jake Browning over 99.5 passing yards. So let's get into it. So with the Bengals, we're going to start with Jake Browning. So with the Bengals, they are basically starting Trevor Siemian in the first half, and then they're going to start Jake Browning in the second half. So it was kind of flip-flopped and reversed last week. So Jake Browning, he played all of the first half. He was okay. He threw an interception. He was 10 of 17. He threw for 95 yards. But the coach was saying that, the goal of offense is to put the ball in the end zone, and neither one of them threw for any touchdowns, as you could see. Siemian played a little bit better, but he played majority of the time against third stringers, so we kind of want to flip-flop and target that with Browning. And same thing with Corral. We want to target going up against the third and fourth stringers as opposed to early in the game where they might have some starters playing in the first half just to get them a little bit of reps so they're not as rusty going into the regular season. And then, but one thing that stood out to me is, like I said, the coach was talking about them scoring touchdowns, and Browning's just fighting for a roster spot over Trevor Siemian. I don't think they need to see too much from Trevor Siemian, even though he did struggle out in Denver when he did play out there. But I don't think they need to see too much because he's played in an actual NFL game and has, in-game experience at this level as opposed to Browning. So I'm pretty sure they want to see more out of Browning than they do out of Siemian. So I'm pretty sure they'll probably pull Siemian a little quicker than they would with Browning. But the one thing I noticed, watching most of the highlights and stuff like that to the game, is that with Siemian, a lot of his passes and stuff were just dump off passes or screen passes where they're getting chunk yardage. Let's see if I can find one of the plays, but yeah, they were just just chunk yardage plays, just dumping the ball off. I think that's the first half. Yeah, so he's just throwing short pass 4 yards, short pass 7 yards, and all of these are short passes that he's throwing. But I think Browning has more capability to stretch the field and to be able to throw deeper passes, which will help out his yardage tremendously at 99.5. But also, like I said, he's going up against third and fourth stringers, so that should bode well for him. Easier, coverages and things of that nature. And not as, tough as going up against some first and second team players. But moving on to Matt Corral, the one thing looking through all of the team notes and things of that nature, is one thing that stuck out to me is that he's really fighting for a spot on this roster because they have Sam Darnold, so they really just need a third string quarterback. They don't really need a fourth string quarterback. So Luton's probably just a training camp arm that will probably get cut. So I don't expect him to play too much. But if you guys remember from last year in the preseason, Corral had played, I think it was early in the preseason or late, the second or third game, I think he got hurt. And he messed up, I think, his leg or knee. And he didn't really get a chance to really, settle in as a quarterback at this level and, pretty much learn on the fly of, flying bullets and let, blitzes and blitz pickups, all that stuff from college to the NFL was a big, transition, big jump. And he didn't really get a chance to experience that last year. And he kind of said, it was night and day from a difference between last year on the sidelines and being in full pads. He said, I was anxious the first couple snaps, but after the first series, finally get back in the rhythm of things. I definitely missed the feeling of, or may not hit this rep, I'm live. And so he just said, I haven't played football since really last August. That's been a long time. Note that's not an excuse for me making mistakes. I got to do a better job. But it's definitely blessed to be out there and get on the field and fix what was wrong and fix the mistake. So I really like motivated players that have something to prove. And he's a really, really good player. I watched him a lot at Ole Miss. He's capable. He's a capable player. He does pretty much is that type of gunslinger type player where he'll just let it fly. He don't really, think about not throwing the ball in tight coverages and things of that nature. He kind of just let it fly. So I really, really like his potential as well. And then he also has some players on this depth chart. I know they had an injury to, I think Marshall. So Terrence Marshall, he had got hurt. And Thielen's not going to play. Probably Chark's not going to play. So you're down 3 receivers. You have Shi Smith, who's fighting for a roster spot. You have Javon Wims, who's been outplaying him so far in the preseason, or not preseason, but just in training camp in general. So he will probably get majority of like the reps with him. You got Jennings, and then you have Van and Wright. So you have a lot of different people that are fighting for roster spots as well as receivers. So when the ball comes their way, I'm pretty sure they're going to try to make the most of it to stay on the roster. So that's why I like these two guys. And then just the quarterback position overall, just watching preseason, is that like it's the least volatile position there is on the field, as opposed to like running backs and receivers, because there's just too many of them where they have to split up the reps between everybody. So like if you have a receiver, most of like for example like Wims and Shea Smith, they probably play majority of the game because of so many injuries. So I don't really know who's going to do what. So I kind of want to stay away from their receiving yards and things of that nature. But if I had to choose one, I probably would go with Wims over Smith. Even though Smith has like that big playability, he's a receiver from out of South Carolina. And but yeah, so like I kind of want to stay away from like these receivers, because you just never know how many reps they're going to get. Same thing with running backs. You don't know if they're going to get like a couple reps and then they, their backups come in. Like Bijan, it looks really, really low, but how many reps are they really going to give him to risk injury to not have him ready for the regular season? So that's why I chose just quarterbacks in general, because you have less volatility and you know that they're going to play. And if there's only two of them, they're going to each split a half. They're not going to just have one play 1 quarter and then have the other one play 3 quarters. They want to kind of split that workload between the two of them. So like I said, we have Bryce and then we have Corral. They're going to pretty much split reps. If Darnold doesn't play, if Darnold plays, he probably plays just the second quarter or the first through the second quarter to halftime, and then Corral probably plays the rest of the way. And then with Browning, he should see all of the third quarter, if not all of the fourth quarter. So those are my two plays. I go over them again. Matt Corral over 108.5 passing yards, and Jake Browning over 99.5 passing yards. I appreciate you guys. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.